Hi, this is Carla Schultzberg and Sherry Talanoff for this March 28th edition of EastCast. One upcoming event that has East students excited is the Mr. East contest to be held in the auditorium this Friday night, March 30th at 7:30 p.m. Come out and watch 15 of East's hottest senior guys strut their stuff. There will be many different divisions in which these guys will compete. Talent, evening wear, bathing suit, and question and answer sessions will be just some of the highlights of this night. Just $4 at the door will get you in to see hot guys such as Ping Lake, Kevin Ridge, Todd Matheson, Steve Matai, Mike Morowitz, Craig Smith, Eric Friedman, Jason Schaefer, Ryan Pearson, Craig Haynes, John Cohen, Pat Mummin, Brian Downey, and Ernie Borelli. Come out and cheer these studs on as they compete for the coveted Mr. East 1990 title and try to outdo last year's winner, Darryl Mapp.
Once again, East Spring Musical, Oklahoma was a hit. The final show was Saturday night at 8 o'clock. The dancing was well choreographed and staging was well done. Robert D. Nation, Mrs. Wilson, Mr. Yurko, and Mrs. Quinlan pulled off a country extravaganza. During intermission, fundraising raffles raised money for the Little Shop of Horrors. The cast is traveling to the Bahamas to perform in May. East Drama Department is always doing bigger and better things. Our next performing arts event will be the one-act competition in the beginning of May and the Pavas Festival at the end. East Mock Trial Team has got all the right moves. Last week, our award-winning team became the South Jersey Regional Champions. They are now one out of 3 remaining teams left for the state semifinals scheduled for April 5th. If they win that competition, they will head for the state finals April 30th. Our mock trial team is also the Camden County champions. Good luck to the team, and we hope to see you compete in the Nationals in Oregon. We spoke with advisor Mr. Ron Hillman about this year's case and team.
I'm here with advisor Mr. Ron Hillman and 2 of the 3 legal advisors, Mr. John Shipley and Mr. Jeffrey Less. Mr. Richard DeMichelle could not be with us today. Mr. Hillman, what is this year's case, and how did your approach to it differ from last year's murder case?
It's a sexual harassment case. There is a woman by the name of Elise Roberts who is claiming that she's been transferred from one part of the trial bureau to another part of the bureau due to sexual harassment rather than poor performance, which the city of Metropolitan is claiming. It's an interesting case, and it's a case that's very fashionable right now. There are a lot of cases dealing with this type of thing. Our approach to the case is not so much different from what we did last year, and our legal advisors can tell you about that. The only difference is that this is a civil case, and last year's case was a criminal case. But as far as the preparation approach, they're very similar.
Mr. Shipley, what do you do to help prepare the students?
Well, Ms. Schultzberg, there are really 2 things that are involved with preparing yourself for a mock trial. First of all is to train the people that are going to represent the lawyers as to what is necessary for them to have as a knowledge bank in conducting themselves in that regard. And that would be how to question a witness, how to raise objections to testimony, and how to develop the case. The second part of it, of course, is the actual case under consideration at that time. And within that structure, to develop the themes that are necessary to be brought out to satisfy the elements of the law that are proved either prove the case or to disprove the case. And both of those have to work together to develop a team which is competent and able to conduct themselves in the way that the success of the Chorial teams to date.
Mr. Less, do you work differently with the students because they are of high school age?
Well, I think it's fair to say that although in the beginning, of course, the work is a little bit different than with lawyers who have graduated law school because the students need to learn the procedures and the substantive law behind the case, I found, and in fact one of the very nice parts about this experience is by the time the students are fairly far along in the process, as they are now in the competition, they have the basics down very well, and they're really learning the nuances just as young lawyers would out in the field. And I think it's fair to say that some of the students have now examined more witnesses and done more jury openings and closings than some young lawyers who are out there practicing law. And I think that's one of the things that makes it very exciting for the students and makes it exciting for the advisors and coaches to be part of this experience.
Mr. Hillman, to what do you attribute the mock trial team's success?
There are several factors that I would identify, and I guess the first one is that the team works hard. They put in, at this point, they've put in somewhere between 150 to 200 hours on the case. So they've had an incredible dedication and commitment and work ethic. The second factor is the fact that it is a team, that they all pull for one another, they all support one another, and they all have a great deal of feeling for one another and bring out the best in all of the members of the team. And I think the third most important factor is the gentleman, one to my right and one to my left, and Mr. Richard D. Michelle, who's not here. Their yeoman efforts at helping these young people to become the best that they can be. It sounds like a cliche, but they've put in so much time in the legal profession. You hear so many negative comments about them, but these gentlemen represent the finest in the law profession, and they've been I can't think of anybody finer to have working with the students here at Cherry Hill High School East. They would be the primary factors.
May I add something to that, please?
Sure.
I just want to say how much Mr. Hillman has done. He's being very modest in not mentioning himself. But the fact is that his contributions has been a very essential part of the success. And the beauty of the whole structure is that all the lawyers, the school advisor, and the team all work together so well, each contributing its own part. And we're real proud of the whole operation.
We're very proud of our mock trial team, and we wish them continued success on April 5th. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here to talk to us tonight.
Thank you.
The variety show is coming. This night of talent is set for Friday, April 20th, the Friday after our spring vacation. Tryouts are going on this week, and the acts will be selected by the end of the week. Good luck at tryouts, and we will bring you the roster of acts once they are announced. But mark in your calendar now for April 20th, the variety show. Kudos to the computer team for finishing second in Basic and third in Pascal at the Camden County Programming Contest this weekend. Congratulations to Brad Yarnell, who placed first in the individual category. Next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, East freshmen will be taking the high school proficiency test. Class schedules will be adjusted to accommodate testing, and meetings of the individual classes with their advisors will be held. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, April 24th, 25th, and 26th, we will be sponsoring our annual Spring Blood Drive. Students are now in the process of having consent forms signed. All consent forms must be turned in by Friday, April 6th.
Society's problems enter Cherry Hill East. It's Model UN time, and the club has been preparing all year for this simulation. 15 schools will be attending Cherry Hill East on April 25th. Over 300 students will separate into their own committees to discuss various issues. Just like the real United Nations, some such groups are arms control, human rights, environment, world economy, the Security Council, and a special task force on Eastern Europe. Niraj Gusani is the Secretary General for Cherry Hill East. Our students picked various countries and began researching them in November. After all their debating, Mr. Gallagher will make a speech and committee heads will give their resolutions. Advisor Dr. Leslie Solomon has an excellent student committee to plan this worthwhile day. Spring is in the air at Cherry Hill East, and that means that the spring sports schedule has started. Good luck to the baseball, softball, track, golf, and lacrosse teams. The teams are only scrimmaging now, but within 2 weeks their regular schedules will begin, and EastCast will be covering various games of each sport. Well, folks, that's all for this March 28th edition of EastCast. Special thanks go out to our head cameraman, Mr. Gordon Hansen, our amazing advisor, Miss Peggy Beck, and student cameraman, Tracy Slabakin. Don't forget to stay tuned for the West Jazz Festival. This has been Sherry Telenoff and Carla Schultzberg. Tonight we leave you with Ophelia, who enjoyed Saturday's snow more than the tulips did. Good night, Ophelia.
welcome to another edition of the West Report. I'm Dina Romeo, and I'll be telling you about the senior class gift.
And I'm Noah Rosenthal, and I'll be previewing this year's baseball team.
And I'm Melissa Connell. Well, West's musical The Wiz has gotten off to a great start. The show began last Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. and also had a show Sunday at 2. The Wiz is a modern-day fairy tale based on the original film The Wizard of Oz. There's still the same characters we have grown to know and love, plus a few new additions. There's lots of singing and dancing in The Wiz, and it also carries the same message that dreams can come true if we truly believe in ourselves. Members of the cast include Deborah Lassiter as Dorothy, Mark Donofrio as the Scarecrow, Drew Rabin as the Tin Man, Solom Anderson as the Lion, Susan Lowenstein as Annie M., Emily Fajnat as Ad Pearl, Abby Green as Eveline, Maureen Davis as Glinda, and Mark Schneiderman as The Wiz. The play was directed by Mr. Joseph Jalora. This is Mr. Jalora's 10th year as play director. The choreographer for the show is Susie Zucker, the technical director is Mr. Ted Cook, the musical director is Mr. James Rabick, the vocal director is Mrs. Christine Bass, sound engineer Mr. Paul Howe, and production secretary and makeup designer Celeste McMenamin. If you like musicals, this is truly a performance you won't want to miss. The remaining shows are tomorrow, Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. and Saturday at 2 p.m. Tickets will remain in the cafeteria during all lunch periods. The cost per ticket is $4.50. Don't delay, tickets are going quickly.
For 15 students at West, spring break will have a different meaning. These 15 students will take part in an Italian exchange program from Wednesday, April 4th through Sunday, April 15th. These West students will get a chance to visit Rome for 3 days. Then for the rest of the trip, they will live in Bologna with their host student and will also have a chance to go to school with them. Other activity plans are trips to Venice and Florence. This is the second half of the program, which started in October, when the Italian students came to Cherry Hill. The seniors are still underway on the work of their class gift, a park to be located by the Jones Gym. The park will consist of 3 sections of plantings running along the Jones Gym. According to senior Emily Fosnot, the purpose of the project is to create a gift that will last forever. She says it won't be just something that you go out and buy. Each month on the West Report, we get to know one of our students who has excelled in a certain area or has contributed in some way to the benefit of West. Tonight we meet a senior who played a key role in this year's successful wrestling team.
Thanks, Dina. I'm Melissa Connell, and tonight I have with us Bill Blauvelt, who's been quite an asset to West's wrestling team this year. Hi, Bill. How are you?
Hi, Melissa.
Could you tell us a little bit about your successful wrestling season?
Yes, it was a lot of hard work this year. It all paid off in the end. Had a district championship and a region championship, and kept it going. Team stuck together. We really put through a lot of time and everything.
How were the state championships? How did you feel being there?
It was different. It was the first time I was there, and I wasn't mentally prepared. Physically, I was prepared. I wound up taking a third, which is kind of the highest place that anybody from Cherry West in 10 years has taken.
That's great. What are some of the other activities that you're involved in at school?
I play baseball. I'm in student government. I played football for 3 years, but this year I decided not to play in order to prepare for wrestling.
How would you classify yourself as a student?
I do well. I have accelerated classes, and I put out a lot of time. Priorities are definitely my academics.
Do you prefer a certain subject?
I'm in English. I like to write. I write poems a couple times,
Okay, what are some of your activities outside of school?
I play baseball on a summer team, and I enjoy fishing a lot.
What are some of your plans after high school?
I hope to attend American University on a scholarship if I can get enough money from the coach. If he likes me enough.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come talk with us.
Okay, thank you.
So Noah, the spring sports start next week, huh?
Well, it's baseball time again, and Cherry Hill West is looking forward to defending their Group 4 Diamond Championship. Although they lost some of their starters this season, returning players are senior catcher John Martini, senior pitcher and outfielder Sean Sr., senior pitcher and outfielder Steve Farley, senior pitcher and third baseman Josh Weinstein, senior second baseman Steve Cohen, and senior shortstop John Chadwick. This season, there are 2 new sophomores starting in the varsity lineup. They are sophomore Bo Gray, who plays first base, and sophomore Walt Clymer. We spoke with Coach Trotman about his feelings on this team. We also had a chance to speak with Sean Sr. and John Chadwick on their outlook.
I'm looking for a very good season with the seniors we have out. I think our goal this year is to defend the championships that were won last year. I think to repeat is going to be quite a challenge, but I've put the goal for the kids this year as defending the championships that we won last year.
I feel that the up-and-coming season, we're a young team, so I feel that when we progress together, because we've been playing together for a while, so I think when that all comes together, we should prove to be a good, solid team. Our lineup from 1 till 14, whatever's going to be on the varsity, is solid ball players, so I don't think we lack in any one position. I think we're pretty solid all the way down through our lineup. And we're looking at to have like a good season, hopefully a repeat of last year's state championship season, which will be really a good accomplishment, for this team because of we're like lack of playing time from last year. It's going to be a fairly new team. But the good thing that we have together is the teamwork and the team like membership. We've all grown together, so we got a lot of team unity, and that's a key in winning in any ball club. So I feel we should have a good season.
Hopefully I can repeat what I did last year. I was 9-0 last year, and hopefully I can do just the same. I got a lot of breaks last year, and we had great players behind me, and that helped me a lot. And I'm sure just the players are just as good as last year. We just have to come together as a team as the season goes on. And if we continue to work hard, and I feel real confident about the team this year, as long as everybody stays loose and doesn't put any pressure on themselves, I feel we can be just as good as last year. And if our team is just as good as last year and they me out just like the team did last year, then I can probably have just as good a season, hopefully better.
This year's team's off to a good start so far, and with a few breaks, they should have another winning season. This year, there'll be a new pitching rule to protect the well-being of high school pitchers. The rule states that if a pitcher pitches 6 innings, he can't pitch again for another 3 days. If he pitches for 5 innings, he can't pitch again for 1 day. A total of 10 innings is allowed to be pitched in a 4-day period. If a team violates this rule, they will be forced to forfeit the game. We spoke to Coach Trotman about his feelings on this new rule.
Larger Group 4 schools, I don't see it having much of an impact. I feel for the smaller schools, the number of people playing, the number of pitchers that are available is really going to impact on those types of teams. I think that in our situation, we are fortunate in having numbers. We are very lucky that way. The smaller schools, I really think, are going to have some difficulty.
The baseball season opens Monday, April 2nd against Triton. Most of the other teams open this Monday against Triton, except for the girls' track, who is away at Triton. Also this week, we'd like to congratulate West wrestlers Eric Jamerson and Bill Ballville on their selection to All-South Jersey wrestling team, and senior basketball star Angie Spell on her selection to first-team All-South Jersey girls basketball team.
Several West students have recently achieved outstanding awards. Congratulations to the West Jazz Ensemble for receiving an outstanding award at the Overbrook Regional High School Jazz Festival. Special congratulations go to Ben Milstein as the outstanding trumpet soloist and Jennifer Renshaw as an alto sax soloist. The new members of the 1990 All-State Orchestra include Taiso Liang, Nicole Illy, Dan Spurn, Joey Chang, and Gavi Hine. And 19 West students took part in the National French Contest recently. In Level 4, Bridget Wagner took 7th place, and in Level 5, Eva Milstein won first runner-up. Congratulations to these two winners and all who participated.
Up next on Cable 18 is the Junior School News, followed by highlights of West Jazz Festival. You don't want to miss this one. That's all for the West Report tonight. On behalf of the entire West News team, thank you for joining us, and please tune in again next week. Good night.
Good evening, I'm Heidi Bank, and this is Carusi News. Well, it's the end of March, and spring is almost here, which means spring sports will soon be underway. Tryouts are now being held for our baseball, softball, and track teams. Once the season begins, we'll bring you coverage of those events. Last Wednesday, some students from Carusi had the opportunity to attend the Teen Arts Festival at Rutgers University in Camden. Here's a glimpse of what our day was like. This is the room where all the artwork and projects were displayed. These are some of the drawings done by Carusi students. And these are some of their projects done in home ec class. Now we're looking at artwork done by former Carusi students who are now attending West. As you can see, we have a lot of talent in Cherry Hill. And this particular painting captured one of the top prizes. This is our band performing at the Fine Arts Building under the direction of Mr. Chichiak. Let's listen. Here's our super saxophone taking their turn. These ladies are the critics who judged all the musical performers in the theater. Now we're in another portion of the Fine Arts Building, where the vocalists performed. Here's our own Lindsay Kohler doing her number. And here's another set of critics judging Lindsay this time. And now, some former Carusi students performing for West. We thought you'd like to see them. This particular group is called the Freshman Trio. some students were fortunate enough to be treated to a special tour of the newly constructed gymnasium. Mr. Wilson, the athletic director at Rutgers University, used to be a phys ed teacher here at Carusi, and he and Mr. Stagliano were teaching partners way back in the early 70s. Here's part of that tour.
Anybody play handball? No? What this design is, Tony, we have and you know, that closed again, but you have to make reservations to utilize the courts. And they're based on an hour reservations every hour. Getting 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock. What is day rate? 10 o'clock at night. And it's no charge, but any student faculty associated with the university can use it, you know, with no charge at all. We do give out the equipment, the balls, the rackets, so you don't have to bring your own rackets in. I'll show you the rest. This is the I want to show you something else. Are you familiar with the rowing concept? You got this down here? How many calories you're burning, how many minutes you burn per minute. Be good. See you next year.
And here we all are, saying goodbye to Mr. Wilson.
Everyone shakes his hand because I shake the team.
Oh, I like Jerry
We
Hill.
bumped into another familiar
East or
TV
West?
personality.
West.
Do you recognize him? Here we are, boarding the buses for our trip back to Carusi at the end of another beautiful day at the Teen Arts Festival. We hope you enjoyed this year's Teen Arts Special. We had fun bringing it to you. So, for the entire Carusi News team, I'm Heidi Bank, and we'll see you next week.